thank you. Okay, so part of placements is non-academic requirements. So you cannot go into the clinical practice setting without having your non-academic requirements in place. So it's my job just to let you know, just to give you a little bit of information about what that all entails. So non-academic requirements, a lot of you might not know what those are because this is all new to you. And so I've listed them here. They're things like your criminal record check, proof of immunization that you've had before from your childhood immunizations. You will need to do mask fit testing, have CPR training, TB testing, health and safety training modules that you'll find on Blackboard that Marianne had mentioned previously. And also in the fall when the flu vaccine is available, you will need to receive that to be able to go into the clinical setting. Why are they needed? And that is just really to protect you and protect the population of people that you're going to be working with. There are requirements that all hospitals and all healthcare agencies have to ensure that their clients and their residents are safe and that you also are safe. So these are all just safety requirements that we have to have in place to allow you to practice in those settings. Deadlines. So everyone wonders why we have such specific deadlines. So you will have access, hopefully soon, if not already, to the chart that I'm going to show you next.
And I'm just sorry. I'm just going to interrupt you one sec for one moment. Just advance to your next slide again. So
this one?
Is that the next slide or? Sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just talking about the deadlines. Is that okay?
Yeah, totally. Sorry.
Okay, awesome. No, it's all good. Specific deadlines. So there is a chart that I will show you next, and they have all sorts of specific dates. Those dates are very important so that you have your non-academic requirements in place for the duration of your placements for the year. We work with a company named Synergy that you'll meet shortly. And you work with that company to make sure that all your documents are all in place and that we have access to ensure that everything is up to date. And so following those deadlines is very important. If you don't follow those deadlines, then there's a risk that you wouldn't have the coverage that you need during the placement, and you would be pulled from your placement because we can't actually have you in the clinical setting without those requirements in place. So what's due when? This is one of the charts that you'll become very familiar with. It's important to make sure that I've put arrows here, and that those are kind of the really important pieces to make sure that you're pulling the right chart. So as you can see at the top there, the top arrow on the right, it says collaborative program. There will also be one for the compressed program. The dates do differ slightly because the compressed program will go through the summer, and so we've asked for those dates to just be a little bit different to ensure that you're covered for the time that you're in clinical. So also on the second line there under year one, you'll want to see there is a deadline of when those requirements are all due, and that's November 15th for first year. After that, second, third year, you'll see that there's a different deadline. But also when you shouldn't start getting those requirements before. So it's important that for things like mask fit, you do not try to get a mask fit before August 1st. You want to make sure that it's after, and then again, that is the reason for that is so that you will have the coverage for the entire year, and that you won't be partway through a semester and then not have the requirements that you need. Okay, so those dates are really, really important. And we can discuss with you, if you have any questions about those, then you can talk to Synergy Help Desk, and we'll talk to you about how you do that in the next slide, actually. So where do you get all of the information? So Marianne mentioned earlier too about you all becoming familiar with these kinds of things and trying to start to navigate through some of this yourself. So I've given you all the information here that you need. The first place to go is our website, and that's the nursing orientation website. Has all of the links that you need to be able to find everything to make sure you have everything in place. The next place is once you get access to Blackboard, there is a spot on the intranet for non-academic requirements. There you can find forms, you can find more information, the charts, everything is all there as well. And then Synergy Help Desk and the Synergy platform itself will be really helpful. Sheila from Synergy is going to show you that shortly, just so that you're familiar and with what it looks like. But there is a help desk that you can contact. You do have to have a Trent email account, and I believe everyone has those by now. So if you have any questions about specific requirements, or if you're not sure if you have what you need, then you can contact them. There's also video guides, and all of the forms that you need should be there as well. So it's kind of a one-stop shop. Everything that you need is really handy there. CPR classes and mask fit testing. So these things are typically offered on campus, but as we all know, some students will be coming to campus and some are choosing to stay home. So you'll, if you're coming to campus, more details about those and how those will be available to you will be provided in September. And the main thing is that you want to just make sure that, again, you're referring to the chart to make sure that you're obtaining the right appropriate class. So it's level C, and HCP or BLS are accepted. So just make sure that before you register for a class elsewhere throughout the community, that you have the right one that you've registered for. If you're coming to campus, then you'll automatically be provided the right one. But if you're doing it off campus, be sure. And if you're not going to be in Peterborough and not accessing these services in the fall, I would just encourage you to use, Google search the internet to find where you can obtain these. So lots of times St. John's Ambulance, or if you go on Heart and Stroke Foundation, you can find a lot of the information there about where you can access them in your own area. Criminal record check with vulnerable sector screening. So be sure that you have that extra piece on there that is required to be able to go into healthcare settings. You'll want to work with your local police detachment or OPP detachment to be able to get these things. A lot of places currently are doing these requests online, but you'll want to touch base with the closest one to you to see if that, to see what their requirements are. If you're going to be in the Peterborough area, if you're living in the Peterborough area, if you're coming to campus in the fall and you're living here, you can obtain it through their website as well. Cost is going to differ probably throughout different communities, so just keep that in mind. And if any of the detachments request a letter to state that you're in a nursing program and that you need this police check, you can obtain that by emailing nursing@trentu.ca. Okay. Criminal record check, if you're under 18 years of age, is a bit different. They don't allow you to have a criminal record check anymore if you're under 18 years old. And so you'll need to go onto the intranet when you get access. I've left the pathway there. And Marianne, are we sharing this, this PowerPoint, or will they be available to the students to be able to have these email, or they have these links? Oh, I think you're on mute, sorry.
Yes, we will be. We can put the PowerPoints up on the student website, but we'll also be posting this recorded video session as well.
Okay. So there, and you can find a declaration. It's basically a form that you're signing to say that you haven't had any issues in the past. And then once you turn 18, you have 3 weeks to obtain a criminal record check with the vulnerable sector screening and submit that to Synergy. Okay. Health and safety training modules, those again will also be on Blackboard when you have access, and those are required as well to be to go into the clinical setting. So, and they are tracked on Blackboard, and then you submit your certificates to Synergy as well. Record keeping, this is really, really important. We're lucky with Synergy that you are able to have a digital copy of your records. However, there are some agencies that will ask to see original copies. And so it's very, 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 very important that you keep your original copies in a safe place. So I would suggest having a folder or some place, a safe spot that you know where you can find those in a pinch, particularly your police check, I would say, is probably the #1 thing that they want to see the original of, because there is a seal on it and they need to make sure that that's there. That isn't always visible on the digital copy. So be sure that you're keeping all of your records in one spot and that you can access them if needed. this is one of the most important pieces that I want you to understand, because if you don't have an original and it's required at your agency, you won't be able to go into your clinical placement. So we want to make sure that everybody is able to do all of those things easily. I think this is the great time now to introduce you to Shyla from Synergy. She's going to take a minute and just show you what the platform looks like. Just familiarize yourself with it so that it's really easy and wonderful to work with. And so Shyla, if you're ready, I'll leave it to you and I'll stop sharing my screen.
Thanks, Amy. Good morning, everyone. Just give me a second here to share my screen. Can everyone confirm that they're able to see verified?
Yep, looks
wonderful.
Great.
Thanks. All right, everyone, thanks for joining today. I think it's important for us to kind of show you what the student's experience is when you guys log into your verified platforms and profiles, and kind of walk you through a short tutorial on how to use the system and how to access all the main points, and highlight some of the features and tools that are available to you as a student to help you kind of navigate and get you through this process of submitting all of your NORS documentation. So right off the bat, you will, when you get access to Verified, it is done through your Trent University email address. So once you log in, it brings you to your dashboard page. And the point of the dashboard page is really to have one point of reference where you can access all the different areas of Verified. So right off the bat, I want to highlight this section, and that's the important forms section. This is going to be really important for you and helpful for you, as it's basically a library of forms that you'll need access to complete in order for you to be successful in completing your NORS. I do recommend that you do spend some time in this area and go through some of the user guides that we've created. The charts that Amy was referring to in her presentation are all located here. And again, remember, they are program specific. So you want to be focusing on your specific program. It highlights pretty much everything you need to submit in each year of study, and all of the dates. Again, I want to reiterate Amy's point. It's really important to focus on these dates. We do have user guides on our process and how to go ahead and complete and book your appointments. And then we have some helpful hints and some frequently asked questions. So again, it's really important that you take some time and spend some time in this area, because a lot of the questions that you may have, the answers to them you will find here. Going back to the dashboard page, you have access to the platform at all times. So a lot of questions that we get from students are, you know, can I only upload my documents once I book my appointment? No, you can upload your documents at any time. I will go through that and show you how to actually do that. When you're ready to have your documents reviewed by us, you have to book something called an ESPC appointment. And this is an acronym for Electronic Student Permit Checking Appointment. It is really important to understand that you do not need to be available in person or online for this appointment. You just have to simply ensure that by your appointment date and time, all of your documents are uploaded and ready for review. Without booking this appointment, we actually will not go in and review them. On the dashboard page, you're able to book your appointment by selecting it through here, or you can actually go to the scheduler tab as well. You'll see a slew of appointments available. You can book either the Peterborough campus or the George Brown campus. It does not matter. You select a date and time that you're able to, that you are ready to book for, and you know that you'll have your documents completed by. And then the whole process is done by here. Payment is collected through the system as well. You're able to track any upcoming appointments you have and any historical appointments that you've had through the system as well. And then when you upload your profiles, everything will be done through the My Profile tab. Here is where you will see all the individual sections where your forms and documents will be uploaded. So it keeps it very organized. It helps you as a student to track them, and it helps our team to ensure that we're not missing anything. So you want to go ahead and to review these as well. And if you go back to the important form section, there's actually a checklist of where you can upload each document, so it helps you as well. The upload process is very simple. You want to just simply hit the blue upload manager. You can either drag and drop a file here from your computer, or you can browse it. So I will pick up a sample document. As you can see, it takes seconds and everything is uploaded in real time. Everything is date and time stamped as well. You can now go, if you need to review the document, which we do suggest you do, you can go ahead and download the file and you can see how it uploaded to your profile as well. When you're uploading documents, we will accept PDFs, Word, or JPEG pictures. You want to ensure a few things just to avoid any delays in your appointment. You want to ensure that the documents aren't cut off in any manner, that your name is on the documents, and that the clarity of the documents is clear. So oftentimes when we're looking for specific dates, and especially the vulnerable sector search, we often have to zoom into the photo or the PDF. We want to make sure that when we do so, it doesn't get blurry. So again, take a moment and double check the documents that you've uploaded. Our appointment, the ESPC appointment, it can take 24 to 48 hours, so it's really important for us to get a status back to you. So if your appointment, let's say, is July 18th at 9 a.m., it doesn't mean you'll get a response at July 18th at 9:15 a.m. You will hear back from us via email within 24 to 48 hours of your appointment date and time. So once you book your appointment, you do get a confirmation email, and again, take some time and read that because all the information is in there. It tells you, what your next steps are and when to expect to hear back from us. When you've booked your appointment as well, on your main page, you're going to see something called an ESPC appointment status tracker, and at all times, you'll know where we are in the process. So it may say that we're still reviewing your documents, or we've sent you a status update. Once you've completed your appointment, you'll notice that your compliance status tab on your profile page will be populated with some important dates and some documentation information. So you'll see what your overall status will be, and that's really important because you're going to be able to see how long your status will be in the past state for. You'll be able to see all the different certifications that you've uploaded, and again, when they expire and when you completed them. You'll be able to see that for each section. And again, it's just a snapshot of how long your documents are valid for. For your program specifically at Trent, your flu vaccine is due by November 15th of each year of study. In this situation, once you have your appointment with us, we will give you instructions after that appointment has been completed on how to upload your flu vaccine right to your profile page. And again, there's no additional appointments required for that. Once you're cleared, you're issued something called a stamped document, and this stamped document is approved by all the nurses that have reviewed your file. You'll be able to see your school information, and your student number, as well, again, how long your documents are valid for. And this is just a verification that we've gone ahead and cleared your profile. You're able to see any of the services that you've booked with us in the past. And any communication that we've sent to you, you will be able to receive that at your school email address, as well as a copy of it is kept on the communication section of your profile. So you'll always have access to it. Another really helpful tab for you guys is the help desk and video user guide tab. So oftentimes, again, there's a lot of information being thrown at everybody, and we do understand that. And this is a new process. So we've created 1 to 2 minute video user guides on how to navigate through the system. And you're able to see, click on these play link buttons and you'll be able to figure that out. It will walk you through a step-by-step process. So you can watch and learn, or alternatively, you can go back to the important form section and there will be a more detailed user guide in writing that you can refer to. You are also able to submit a help desk ticket here. So if something doesn't really fit, if you're not finding your answer to your question in the user guides or in the important forms section, we want you to either through this tab submit a help desk ticket, or go to www.synergyhelps.com and submit an online help desk ticket. Everything is done online. We are able to track all the requests that come through that way, and we're able to get you the assistance you need. So again, you want to direct the questions to us, and if for any reason if Synergy doesn't have the answers to it, we will refer back to your leaders at Trent, and we will discuss and ensure that we're getting the right answer to your question back to you. And I think in a nutshell, that's really how you're going to be navigating Verified. And I guess Amy or Marianne, I'll pass it back to you.
Great, thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time to go through that.